भारतीय टीम के लिए एक शानदार दिन रहा है आज। यशस्वी जायसवाल के दोहरे शतक के बाद जो है जसप्रीत बुमराह ने 6 विकेट चटकाए और एक इंग्लैंड की पारी को बहुत ही जल्दी जो समेट दिया। लेकिन जिस तरह से यशस्वी जायसवाल ने आज बल्लेबाजी की, 200 रन जो है पूरे किए अपने, उसके बाद जो है उनके लिए तारीफ़ें हर जगह हमें देखने को मिली। ऑन ट्विटर एवरीवन वाज प्रेजिंग यशस्वी जायसवाल, ऑल द फॉर्मर cricketers were writing great stuff about Yashasvi, and it has been a sort of a day where India has dominated England on day 2 of the Visakhapatnam test। और इस वक्त आप देख रहे हैं फॉलो द ब्लूज लाइव। मैं हूँ रोहन देशमुख और मेरे साथ जुड़ेंगे ESPN क्रिक इन्फो के इंडिया एडिटर जॉर्ज बिनॉय और सीनियर क्रिकेट जर्नलिस्ट ESPN क्रिक इन्फो के नागराज गोलापुरी, वो भी हमारे साथ रहेंगे। जॉर्ज पहले हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। जॉर्ज, काफ़ी अच्छा दिन रहा है भारतीय टीम के लिए, खासकर यशस्वी जायसवाल की वो पारी। इट्स बिकम द थर्ड यंगेस्ट इंडियन क्रिकेटर टू स्कोर अ डबल 100 आफ्टर विनोद कांबली एंड सुनील गावस्कर। इट वाज यशस्वी जायसवाल हु अचीव्ड दिस फीट। So it's have a look at this. So the double centuries which have come for India, you see that list. Vinod Kambli has scored it twice, one from Saurav Ganguly, one from Gautam Gambhir as well, and Yashasvi Jaiswal is going on that list of left-handed batsmen who have scored double hundreds for India. How do you look at Yashasvi's journey all together, the way he started and the fact that he said it yesterday कि 200 रन जो है पार करने हैं और आज उन्होंने पार कर लिए?
So Jaiswal is someone who, he's only 22 years old, so he's still very young. But he's shown an appetite for big runs at every level of cricket that he's played, whether it's under 19, whether it's Ranji, Duleep, Irani. He's hit double centuries everywhere. So he's the sort of guy who doesn't give it away once he gets to the 3-figure mark. His 100 in the West Indies was 170, and last evening he said he wants to double it up and carry on, and he's done just that. Invaluable innings for India. You look at the rest of that scorecard, no one's got more than 40. He's the difference between India being in trouble and being on top in this test, apart from Jasprit Bumrah, of course.
And the way, if you look at it, the way Yashasvi Jaiswal went ahead and scored those runs. We just have this breakup in the way how he approached James Anderson, जो कि सबसे अनुभवी खिलाड़ी है इंग्लैंड के खेमे में, सबसे अनुभवी गेंदबाज। the way he basically scored against him and the way he scored against spin, तो एक तरह से जो है काफ़ी प्लान्ड इनिंग्स खेली थी यशस्वी जायसवाल ने। एंड ऑब्वियसली द वे जायसवाल हैज़ बीन प्लेइंग, उसी पर जो है हमने संजय मांजरेकर जी से भी बात की थी, और संजय मांजरेकर का क्या कहना है आइए सुनते हैं। द वे जायसवाल हैज़ बीन अप्रोचिंग हिज इनिंग्स एंड द वे ही हैज़ स्कोर्ड रन्स।
Typical Mumbai batter who likes to get hundreds and get big ones. Now here's something that I want to show you about Yashasvi Jaiswal. Now have a look at these shots. These are balls bowled by spinners. They're not very short. You'll find that they're slightly short, but he's cut that, and almost like a drive cut that he's played. Got a couple of other shots as well. These are proper back foot cut shots. So that's how he got a lot of runs. Now, after seeing those shots, you might think, good back foot player. But no, guess what? I think he's one of the best cover drivers that we've seen in recent times. Cover driver of the front foot. So just imagine somebody who can cover drive off the front foot and play back foot shots like that can be a nightmare for any spinner, and that is exactly what happened with England. You see a lot of boundaries of the cut and of the drive. So there's something about Yashasvi Jaiswal which tells you that he judges length very early, and one of the hallmarks of players who want to become great batters is that they judge length very well and earlier than most people, and that was amply evident in the way Yashasvi Jaiswal played against the spinners.
नागराज गुलापड़ी हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। नागराज, किस तरह से आप देखते हो ये जो पारी खेली है यशस्वी जायसवाल ने, 192 रन स्कोर किया अगेंस्ट स्पिन, ओनली 17 अगेंस्ट एंडरसन, सो ही पॉसिबली आइडेंटिफाई विच एरियाज whom to target, respected Anderson, considering that Anderson was bowling really well to him. How do you look at this differentiation in terms of versus spin and versus Anderson?
I guess we spoke about it yesterday, and his focus and concentration is the biggest asset that he has, and which you can see the difference between him and the other batters. He scored like he's the only guy who's got a double hundred, and the other guy, the difference between him and the other batters can be measured in the number of runs the others have scored. The second highest run scorer for India in the first innings was Shubman Gill at 34, and apparently Sampath, our stats analyst, he found out incredibly that the last time this happened was when Brian Lara scored 225 or something like that, more than 2 decades ago. So that itself shows the sort of the sort of quality play that Jaiswal brought, and he played like an experienced hand. It's just that he measured not just the bowlers but also the situation, and that is what you expect. You see usually experienced hands doing that. So for him to do that with barely any tests under his belts is incredible, and this is like one of the first times he's playing at home. So this augurs well for India for sure, and you can already see the little he's played now with Rohit in the second innings. He's once again carrying on that form in the way he played Rehan, Ahmed, the kind of balls he has picked to score runs. He's not kind of giving up on scoring runs. I don't know whether you guys spoke about earlier. There was a comment made by Murli Karthik when Jaiswal went to his double century with 2 boundaries, one including a slog six, and Karthik said that on air. He said that, why? That shows to me the difference in the mindset of the old style of test cricket. Like, Karthik is kind of not coming from a mean point of view. What he's trying to say is that, you know what, he's playing with the tail, he should kind of safeguard and he should then kind of try and stretch. That's his thinking. But the modern batter is thinking, I have a ball here to pick and score and dominate. I'm going to do that without any fear. And he does that back to back, and that too on the cusp of a double century. He said yesterday that, I think he said that I want to double this. Not many times players always have the intent of starting fresh, take a fresh card and start again after a century. But this is one of the few times that someone, and that young, 20, what is he? He's like barely 22, right? So, and he's become the 4th youngest now. Yeah, he's become the 4th youngest Indian to score a double century. So that is incredible.
एंड आपने जो बात कही ना कि जो मुरली कार्तिक कमेंट्री पे कह रहे थे, उसके साथ आई थिंक रवि शास्त्री भी थे और कह रहे थे कि नहीं, ही शुडंट स्टेप बैक, उन्होंने 300 के लिए जाना चाहिए. सो कहीं ना कहीं ये जो एटीट्यूड है यशस्वी जायसवाल का, जॉर्ज, आपको लगता है कि बाकी जो इंडियन बैट्समैन हैं उनको भी कहीं ना कहीं वो रब ऑफ होगा? जिस तरह से स्पिनर्स के अगेंस्ट खेलते हैं, क्या उसी टेम्पलेट के साथ बाकी के जो हमारे भारतीय बल्लेबाज है, क्या वही टेम्पलेट अपनाते हुए नजर आएंगे?
See, everyone's got to find their own way, to score their runs. It was noticeable that Rohit was careful in the first innings. Maybe, after that first test, he didn't want to give his wicket away too soon in that first innings, and therefore he was a bit more on the cautious side. You can see the difference in his approach in the second innings after India's got that lead, far more positive. So, he's looking to play a certain way now in the second innings. You can only hope that players like Gill and Shreyas, all of whom got starts in that first innings, make it count this time, and they will look to bat England out of this game. They've had opportunities to bat England out of the game in Hyderabad, and they let it go. And they didn't do that in the chase in Hyderabad. The first innings here, apart from Jaiswal, no one else made it count. So this is the 3rd time of asking, and you'd think that the batters would have learned by now and will come out and shut England out of this game. That's the hope for India right now.
कल के नॉक के बाद ये जो है, आज सुबह केविन पीटरसन ने एक रीट्वीट किया था. एक कहानी थी यशस्वी जायसवाल की, किस तरह से यशस्वी जायसवाल ने जो है अपनी शुरुआत की थी, किस तरह से मुंबई आए थे और मुंबई में आने के बाद क्या स्ट्रगल्स हुए, और उसके बाद जो है कैसे उन्होंने क्रिकेट पर अपना जो है ही जस्ट कॉट ऑन टू क्रिकेट एंड एंश्योर दैट ही वेंट अहेड एंड फुलफिल्ड हिज ड्रीम. Just have a look at this story, a magnificent story in terms of how Yashasvi Jaiswal, how he started from the Maidans of Mumbai to where he is today.
यशस्वी जायसवाल टीम इंडिया की यंग जनरेशन का वो सितारा जिसने क्रिकेट के सबसे बड़े स्टेज पर बना ली है अपनी अलग पहचान। वो टेस्ट में डबल सेंचुरी लगाने वाले तीसरे सबसे युवा भारतीय बन गए हैं। जायसवाल ने इंग्लैंड के खिलाफ दूसरे टेस्ट की पहली पारी में 209 रन बनाकर अपने टैलेंट और टेम्परामेंट का परिचय पूरी दुनिया को दे दिया है। टीम इंडिया के इस नए सितारे का ये क्रिकेट सफर काफी संघर्ष भरा भी था। यशस्वी 10 साल पहले उत्तर प्रदेश के अपने छोटे से गांव भदोई से आंखों में क्रिकेटर बनने का सपना लिए मुंबई पहुंचे। मुंबई जैसे बड़े शहर में यशस्वी के लिए जिंदगी बिल्कुल भी आसान नहीं थी।
चाचा के यहाँ कुछ दिन रहा मैं, तो वहाँ पे उतनी जगह नहीं मिल पाती थी कि बहुत छोटा घर था और वहाँ पे मतलब सो नहीं सकते थे उतना, बाथरूम टॉयलेट सब बाहर थे। और उसके बाद मैं सोचा कि वहाँ भी मैं उनके ऊपर बोझ बनूँ, इससे अच्छा मैं कहीं और जाके रहता हूँ। तो मैं चाचा को बोला, तो उन्होंने एक श्याम डेयरी था कालबा देवी में, तो उन्होंने वहाँ पे करवा दिया मेरा रहने का। तो वहाँ पे ऐसा हुआ था कि तुमको थोड़ा काम करना पड़ेगा और अपना तुम्हें प्रैक्टिस करना है तो करो। तो मैं प्रैक्टिस तो करता था पर काम उतना हो नहीं पाता था। तो एक दिन अचानक से ऐसे निकाल दिया और मेरे घर वालों को किसी को कुछ पता ही नहीं। एक सर, पप्पू सर है, उन्होंने बोला बेटा एक मैच है यहाँ पे, एक मैच है, एक इमरान सर के हैं मुस्लिम यूनाइटेड के ओनर। उन्होंने बोला कि वो मैच में अगर परफॉर्म करेगा तो तुझे टेंट में रहने मिल जाएगा। तो मैं अपना पूरा फोकस सिर्फ उसी मैच में रखा था कि मुझे वो मैच में परफॉर्म करना ही है, कैसे भी करके करना है। तो मैं उस मैच में अच्छा परफॉर्म कर गया, तो फिर नसीब मेरा कि मुझे टेंट में रहने मिल गया।
लेकिन यशस्वी ने हिम्मत नहीं हारी और आजाद मैदान के मुस्लिम यूनाइटेड क्लब के टेंट को 3 साल के लिए अपना घर बनाकर अपना संघर्ष जारी रखा। आलम यह था कि यशस्वी को बगैर बिजली के रहना पड़ रहा था और क्रिकेटर बनने के अपने सपने को हकीकत में बदलने के लिए करने पड़ रहे थे हर तरह के काम।
धीरे धीरे दिन बीतते गए, फिर उसके बाद फिर वापस वही बारिश में। अभी तुमको बारिश में रहने का टेंट में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है सर, वहाँ लाइट भी नहीं है। उसके बाद आप वॉशरूम टॉयलेट किधर जाओगे बारिश में, यहाँ तक पानी भर जाता था वहाँ पे। फिर उसके बाद एक अंकल बोले कि पानीपुरी का एक मैं इधर ही वो दुकान लगाते थे, तो उन्होंने बोला हाँ ठीक है तू आ जा। तो मैं रात को जाता था 8 से लेकर 9 बजे तक उनके पास रहता था, पानीपुरी बेचता था और उनका जो भी बर्तन वगैरह रहता था वो सब धो देता था, साफ सफाई कर देता था उनके दुकान की। छोटी सी थी पर जो भी थी वो उससे कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही जाता था।
3 साल बाद जब पूर्व जूनियर मुंबई प्लेयर और कोच ज्वाला सिंह की नजर यशस्वी पर पड़ी तो यशस्वी के करियर का वो सबसे बड़ा टर्निंग पॉइंट साबित हुआ।
जब फर्स्ट डे वो मेरे पास आया तो वाइट कपड़े में था, बहुत छोटा सा बच्चा, डर्टी क्लोथ्स, बहुत डरा हुआ था, बहुत सारे फियर्स थे, डाउट्स थे उसके मन में क्रिकेट को लेके, उसकी लाइफ को लेके। मैंने उसको बोला कि कहाँ पे अभी आप कोई टूर्नामेंट वगैरह खेले हो? तो बोला मैं हैरिस शील्ड खेला हूँ। और मैंने फिर उससे पूछा कि तुम्हारा परफॉर्मेंस क्या था? तो उसने बोला कि मैंने 200 रन किया है और 8 विकेट लिया एक ही मैच में। तो मैंने बोला 200 रन और 8 विकेट लेने के बाद मैंने सोचा कि ये लड़के का परफॉर्मेंस रिकॉग्नाइज क्यों नहीं हुआ।
मैं कटिंग वगैरह दिखाया उनको, तो बोले ठीक है चल, मैं अभी से तू आ, जो भी तेरा सब कुछ है मैं देखता हूँ।
ज्वाला सिंह के भरोसे पर यशस्वी बिल्कुल खरे उतरे और फिर एक के बाद एक कामयाबी की सीढ़ियां चढ़ते गए। स्कूल लेवल पर दमदार प्रदर्शन के बाद इस युवा खिलाड़ी ने श्रीलंका में भारतीय अंडर 19 टीम की तरफ से खेलते हुए अपनी शानदार छाप छोड़ी। इतना ही नहीं, यशस्वी जूनियर एशिया कप में प्लेयर ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट भी बनकर उभरे। साथ ही राजस्थान रॉयल्स की तरफ से खेलते हुए IPL में भी अपनी छाप छोड़ने में कामयाब रहे। लेकिन रणजी ट्रॉफी में अपने शानदार प्रदर्शन की बदौलत भारतीय टेस्ट स्क्वाड में यशस्वी को जगह बनाने में कामयाबी मिली। हर चुनौती का सामना कर अपने सपनों को हकीकत में बदलने की यशस्वी की ये कहानी उनके कामयाबी के सफर की महज एक शुरुआत है और साथ ही कई युवा खिलाड़ियों के लिए एक बड़ी प्रेरणा भी।
What an inspirational story that is of Yashasvi Jaiswal. And today he'll be really happy that his dream has come true. He scored a double hundred as well. And it's been a fantastic journey. And we really wish that he continues to carry on the way he's batting for India and the way he's playing. लेकिन let's move on to the other story of the day today. एक ज़बरदस्त गेंद आज हमने देखी जसप्रीत बुमराह से. जसप्रीत बुमराह ने 6 विकेट लिए, लेकिन उस 6 विकेट में से जो एक गेंद थी, George, Nagaraj, I'm just going to ask you straight away. Was that the greatest delivery that you have seen? The test in a test match. The ball, the way it went and hit the stumps to Ollie Pope.
I'll let Nagaraj take that first if he wants.
All right, Nagaraj, we'll wait to hear from that. But George, come on, we have to give it to Jasprit. You know, the way the ball just swung in and to a batsman like Ollie Pope, who had scored a double hundred in a test match before, and the way he was set. What do you think, George? Was that the greatest ball that you have ever seen?
Greatest is perhaps, don't want to call anything the greatest at the moment, but it was a stunning ball. It came back in from outside off, tailed in late, and the sight of the middle and leg stumps being flattened was like incredible to see. And that's the thing with Bumrah, you never know what he's going to bowl. He has so many deliveries. He can bowl on any pitch, in any conditions. Like there is no natural length for Bumrah. He can bowl full, he can bowl back of the length, good length. And the whole magic is because people like Pope have no idea whether that ball is going to come into him or go away from him. You can't even commit yourself on the front foot too early, and therefore you're stuck on the crease, and then you get that Yorker, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Come on, Nagaraj, now tell me. I mean, this is one of those deliveries. We know he bowls a great slower Yorker. We have seen what he has done in Australia as well. We saw that to Ollie Robinson as well in England. But this was something else.
भाई तो ग्रेटेस्ट के पीछे क्यों लगा रहता है all the time? हाँ?
Come on, man. Everyone, Nagaraj, every time we see someone else, some other bowler from any other country who's a fast bowler especially, and we look at those delivery and we say, oh wow, we have an Indian bowler who's doing something crazy. And that is something I wanted to bring out. Is that the greatest at least you have seen an Indian bowler bowl?
I'm not going to say it's the greatest, but it is one of the best balls I've seen in all cricket. Whether it be an Indian bowler or this, but by a cricketer, it was amazing ball. Like George described it properly. I was just listening to Bumrah just last few minutes back. He spoke to the broadcaster, and he was saying that, you know what, the best part about this is that how you set up the batsman, and setting up the batsman, especially when the ball is reversing, is a challenge even for a bowler. It's not like simply the ball is reversing and every ball can be a magic delivery, and the bowler can just lose sight of that. So and when you listen to Bumrah talking anything, especially fast bowling, there's a twinkle in his eye. There's a joy that he brings in. I think because he set up the way he set up Pope even previously, like this is a guy who scored nearly a double century in Hyderabad. Pope had faced, I looked at the figures, that he placed 2 Yorkers in Hyderabad. This was the one Yorker that Bumrah bowled today, and that floored him. But actually, there was another Yorker length delivery or nearly a same ball in the same over to the same batsman, which Bumrah nearly felt that he had got it, but the ball kind of tailed down the leg side. But as George was saying, that mentally the batter is never comfortable. And why he's not comfortable, the experts like KP and Shastri explained very well while he was bowling, the release points and etc., like the shine and etc. But in Bumrah's own words, when it comes to setup, he's saying that I am not going to be your predictive. Even if I have these different kinds of balls which I keep repeating, whether it's a slow ball or whatever, I'm not going to let you be comfortable in your mind that I know what's coming at me. So that's what the batter is thinking. So take the example of Joe Root, who's now become one of his favorite, I forget the number of times he's got root now, a record number
I think
of
8
times he's got
times.
root, and the kind of
8 times, is it?
8 times. So yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it is 8. So that's this is a class batter. This is one of the batters of this generation, the top 5 or the top 3 batters of this generation you're talking about, and who is finding it hard. And the way Roots remonstrated immediately after the wicket, he knew that he was set up. He knew that the outside edge was coming. He knew that he was trying to cover up further in swinger. He had kind of KP was saying that he's kind of done this subtle kind of adjustment compared to Hyderabad, where he's trying to cover his stumps now slightly. And then what happens is the outswinger, and he's beaten by that. And just like that's what Bumrah is doing. Like it's really incredible. And the numbers, I don't know if we have put up the numbers in terms of average all time. His average is now the number 2 for someone who has taken 150, because we are talking all time, and the guys who are behind him is someone like Malcolm Marshall and Glenn McGrath and all the top guys. I mean, in terms of average, that's 20 point something. This is incredible. Like what Bumrah is doing, and but he set up this match very well, and it's good for everyone, for Indian cricket as well as Test cricket.
So just to get in there,
George, just
showed
the
the
fact-
averages.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumrah's averaging 20, but his average at home is 12.8 in Tests in India, which is like.
And the fact that
What
we
a-
expect spinners to do all the wicket taking job in India, right? कि हम expect करते हैं
For a
कि
fast bowler
spinners
in
आके
India,
विकेट लेंगे और
it's
यहाँ पर
just-
जसप्रीत बुमराह जो है ले रहे हैं.
लेकिन आपको सोचना भी पड़ेगा, जो पिच है, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फास्ट बॉलर्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट playing test cricket in India, which is everyone just assumes that it's going to be a spin friendly pitch, right? All the predictions are all that. And look at England's selection, that they went with one seamer thinking this is going to turn, and this will turn. This will definitely turn from tomorrow more and more, especially the bounces become so low. That ball that Bumrah got Stokes with, when Stokes just dropped his bat, because he was beaten. Of course, it was a very good ball, but he was beaten by that low bounce. It was under like nearly shin high. He couldn't do anything about it. Unlucky for Stokes that even in Hyderabad, it was the crack that of which the ball landed on the seam, and off the crack, it was, everyone thought it was reverse, but more, I think it was definitely off the crack that beat his outside edge, and then uprooted the off stump. But yeah, I mean, I think George will have the numbers in terms of this match. I think it's the fast bowlers who have dominated so far. Of the overall wickets being taken, you have the fast bowlers dominating from both sides. The spinners have barely, and in terms of average also, it's like 16 something for fast bowlers, whereas it's 40 plus for spinners across both ends. So it shows that that India actually read the pitch and understood it, and that's why they went with 2 seamers, thinking that this ball, there'll be more reverse, there'll be in both innings, even including the 4th innings definitely, where there'll be more wear and tear by the 4th day. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting pitch for sure.
नागराज, जॉर्ज, आपको पता है कि आज सौरव गांगुली ने क्या ट्वीट किया रहेगा, किस बारे में ट्वीट किया है? आप जिस बारे में बात कर रहे थे ना, एग्जैक्टली इन टर्म्स ऑफ फास्ट बॉलर्स, कि इंडिया में फास्ट बॉलर्स कितने विकेट्स लेते. लुक एट दिस, व्हेन आई सी बुमराह, समी, सिराज, मुकेश बोल, व्हाई डू यू नीड टर्निंग ट्रैक्स? इट्स अ बिग डिबेट, जॉर्ज, दिस वन, बिकॉज एंड आई थिंक वी आर फॉरगेटिंग उमेश यादव हियर. उमेश यादव भी और एक ऐसे गेंदबाज है जो इस लिस्ट में होने चाहिए. But this is interesting. If you have such a great pace bowling attack, why do you go for spin-friendly attacks?
Yeah, and I don't know, people have forgotten that India used to win a lot of tests at home before these spinning tracks came into existence as well. You know, these rank turners. The only thing is they won't end in 2-3 days, they'd end in 4-5 days. But India's home record was solid even before, these spinning tracks started to become the norm. Why India don't go for out and out pace friendly tracks is because then it kind of plays to the opposition strengths as well. If South Africa or New Zealand or England or Australia are visiting, you don't want to play to their give them such a big advantage, where their strong fast bowling attack comes into play entirely. Like, if this was a pace friendly pitch, England would not be playing only Anderson, they would be playing Anderson, Robertson and Atkinson. which would possibly be a more threatening attack than Bashir, Hartley, and Rihanna. So I see why India is doing this, but this is a great pitch. As in, they've scored runs quickly on it. There's been assistance. Anderson and Bumrah have got something out of it. And you have to be a really good spinner to get a wicket on the first 2 days on this pitch. Even someone like Ashwin struggled today. So you don't see that happening too often. He went wicketless in an all-out innings in India. I think that's happened less than 10 times in his career. So yeah, this has been a good pitch, but I understand why they don't make seamer-friendly wickets in India. Why would they?
All right, Nagaraj, in a commanding position in India at the end of day 2, what do you think, how India would be approaching day 3? What is your wish list from India? Let me ask you this.
Commanding, I don't know, with baseball and nowadays the amount of runs there have been some record chases, so including India have done that, if you remember, in Australia, etc. So I feel that right now, what are they? It's 170, correct? Yeah. So the idea would be to bat as much as they
171
can,
ahead.
if possible, the entire day, because 171 ahead. The idea would be to bat tomorrow. You have 3 days in still to go, so you would want to bat the entire day tomorrow, and it is possible they can if the top order especially stays strong. But then the pitch is like completely, no one can understand how it would behave. Like George was saying, Ashwin, the greatest bowler in the last decade in India, he went wicketless for third time or something in 2019 was the last time he went wicketless. So it's rare to see Ashwin not picking a wicket in India. So, but having said that, I think it would become challenging post lunch. Definitely it'll become more and more challenging. So India would want 400 plus as a target, definitely, to feel again comfortable, so that the spinners come into play by the 4th and 5th days. So yeah, 400 is what they would aim for minimum.
I'm thinking 500 first session of the 4th day.
All right, that's a good one. I'm just hoping, I really wish, and what I'm really waiting for is runs from Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, and Shreyas Iyer tomorrow. If that happens, it will be an absolutely a great test match for India if that happens. All of you who are watching, you do tell us what do you think India will be happy at the end of day 3 tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, George. Thank you, Nagaraj, for joining us today on Follow the Blues Live. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5 p.m.